Germany or something like that, and she was like, can't you turn that off? Can't you turn that off? And I was like, well, let's just don't think about that. And then, I tried to talk about something else, but you were talking about Uncle Ed or something?
Yeah, the guy, this Harry Ukulele was the coach. And he knew baseball, and he taught us. Like, kids used to slide just any old way, And he told every one of us to get a towel, put it under your pants, under your buckle here, so that when you slide, you're not going to skin you up, see? And he taught us how to hook slide and all this, taught us how to, when the, trying to think what I was going to say. Well, anyway,
that's okay.
That way, anyway, the American Legion team got up there and they were playing the, what do they call them, the business crew. And they were not pros or anything, but they were grown-up people, 25, 30 years old.
The adults and stuff.
Adults.
Yeah.
And this one game they were playing up Fort McKenzie, the patients with the audience, And one guy that was playing for them, they had some miners playing on there, and some of them were hothead miners.
On which team?
On the
American Legion one?
No, the other team.
Okay. On the.
Yeah. So anyway, Ed was coaching on the third baseline. And all of a sudden he talks to this third baseman who had the ball, and he says, "Hey, let me see that ball a minute. I want to look at the ball." So the guy starts tossing the ball to the hole, and all. Eddie just turned and walked away and run the game.
Well.
But they play things like that. And but you learn the game.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
And then when you see somebody playing it right, it makes you feel good. When you see them do it wrong, like tonight, it makes you feel bad.
Yeah. Well, that was an interesting game. It's everybody thought that everything was a done deal. Like when Nicole had to leave, they were behind 4-0 or 5-0. Not that she left for that reason, because the kids were so.
Poor kid, the first he didn't have his control. Probably didn't warm up properly, or they got to learn. Yeah. As a result, he walks the first 4 guys.
Right.
He walks the pitch and walks one in, and then they got. Yeah. They got 4 runs that inning. I think. 5 runs.
I think 4 or 5 runs. Yeah.
5 runs is the limit, so I guess that's 5 runs.
Yeah. Well.
Like Joe was, when he was the first year, he was playing second base, and I don't know who they were playing, but this guy hit a hard grounder, and it hit Joe right in the chest, and fell down on the ground. He picked it up and threw it first, then he stopped and he started to cry.
I kind of, today and yesterday when I drove past that, it's a baseball field, it's kind of past Wallhaven and all that kind of stuff, and before you get to the country club, there's like a school off on the right hand side, and there used to be like a big, I don't think it's there anymore, the Indian
it's still there.
Is it still there?
It's still there. Yeah.
And I remember him when he was really little, and he was like, always seemed like he was a year younger than the other kids. And he'd be playing a base, and somebody, and most of the kids didn't get to be on a base unless they were good.
There used to be Fairlawn Elementary School.
Okay.
So they took it and totally rebuilt it. Took 2 years to rebuild it, and now it's an education center. Same thing, but that just people.
It's some new.
There's no more, that's the way they spend money, and call it something different that makes it better.
Yeah, I don't even know. But when I went back past there yesterday and today, there were kids playing, and I thought, I remember when Joe used to play out there.
Yeah.
And then I never got to see Joe play in high school or college. Well, the one time I went to see him play in college was when a friend of ours was getting married in the Chicago area, and we came and we missed the ceremony for the couple because we got lost. So we got to the reception, and then we went to watch Joe play, and somebody else pitched, not Joe. You know, you watch them play a game, you hope that they're going to play, but he wasn't pitching that game.
Well, I had retired, so when the Northwestern went out, the spring break they went out and played games in North and South Carolina and Virginia. And as I went, I made every game.
Oh, wow.
But,
that's really neat.
Yeah.
Even tonight, I said, oh, you're really lucky. Grandma Betty got to come to your game tonight, to John. And Joe looked at me and he said something like, and I didn't understand what he said, but I wonder if Mom ever went to any of Joe's baseball games. But she understood the game. I thought that was pretty good today.
She does, really.
Well, I mean, for a lot of parts of it, she did understand compared to some people today. But she probably never really...
Like, she never, in sports, I don't even talk about things like Hoban, and I talk about it, I say it, just fall off a log. So I just don't mention it anymore.
Yeah. Well, she probably had enough things to worry about. Who was it? Ruthie. Yeah. Ruthie said today something about, well, when Robert I don't ask him about his work anymore because he doesn't always tell me, and he doesn't, and I don't know if I understand, and, so I'm sure that with a lot of things, Mom had a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's only 10:30 this time, and I feel like it's really late. That would be 9:30 our time. Dave, Mariel said, Dad's out in the garage, and she was bringing the phone out to him and said, he's got like a mask on his face or something, and I thought he must be painting, to have a mask on. But I had bought him like a mosquito net thing, and the mosquitoes are so bad out there, and he's working on his the pier, and he said it's kind of mindless, it's kind of not so hard to do this right now, but he planted half of his garden today, and then he went to work, and now he's working on his his pier, and then he'll probably plant the other half tomorrow, but he said it might rain tomorrow. It's kind of looking like it's going to rain.
Well, it's time to have it in.
Yeah, that's true. That first part will be good to have in there. But,
Down here, I told you, Cassie Redle, her dad used to always put in a big, good-sized garden. And I asked him, when we went to Julie's confirmation, I asked him, have you got your garden in? He said, I'm not planting anything. The deer eat it all. And then I talked to somebody else that didn't have a garden that way, but they had a lot of flowers, not putting any flowers in. Why? The deer eat them all.
Yeah, they're a problem. In our area they are, but we're lucky because I think there's so many good things for the deer, they don't have to come near us.
Yeah, that's right.
And but like Mary Ellen, my friend that has the mushroom farm, she has a wonderful garden, and finally she gave in and had her husband put like a fence around it because they're organic, gardeners, and they'd put stuff around to keep the deer away. And
it doesn't work all the time.
She'd have wonderful, and then she said that her soil's not as good, and so she'd be really excited because things were coming up and they were doing well.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they got really nice, the deer would take them.
Yeah. Well, I write to Wilke quite often now. His wife died. He's pretty lonely. Anyway, I talked about what happened to us in the baseball game. Of course, he had known that because it was national news.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so I talked about different things like that. And he says, well, he said they had a normal amount of snow for a while, and then it got real heavy snow.
And he's in Texas, right?
No, he's in Colorado, south.
Oh, okay.
The south part of Colorado.
Okay.
Model. Anyway, everything pretty good, except he put in a bunch of young trees, and the rabbits ate the bark off of them.
Dave had the same problem. He planted some trees and he put them in the, you know how we have the log barn here and the wood barn here where we have the firewood and stuff, and then the big barn. He put them back in that barnyard, basically, so that they were protected.
Yeah.
And he didn't put stuff around the trees, and the rabbits got them, and they all died.
Sure.
So,
Well,
yeah, they are looking for food, you know. So, well, I'm tired. I should
I
probably.
think I'm gonna head to bed.
Yeah. Now, do you wake up no matter what at the same time, or how are you? What are your sleep patterns?
Sometimes I'll wake up like this morning. I woke up at about 6:15.
Oh, that's not too bad. You know.
That's about the latest.
Okay, because Dave wakes up at like
If I
5.
go to bed late, I'll wake up sometimes. Especially if I know I've got to get up.
Yeah.
Get up. But most of the time I get up at about 5 to 4. I mean, 5 minutes to 5 or 10 minutes to 5.
Uh-huh.
Quarter after 5, right in there somewhere.
Well, Dave gets up around 5 no matter what, but
Yeah.
he's most of the time, and then sometimes he'll sleep in a little bit, and I just wish I could get up earlier.
And
Ruthie said we're Cunninghams.
your brother Dave, he gets up early.
That's what he was saying, that he gets up, and I said something, and I talked about that we TiVo some of our shows that we like, you know, because it like records it for us, but I never really get to see it, and he said that's when I see mine. When I TiVo things and I see it again, like at 5 in the morning when there's nothing else to do, you know, so, but.
And the dogs, they help him,
Yeah.
you know.
That's nice. Cassie. Yeah.
Cassie, Cassie's funny. Cassandra, is that it?
Yeah, Cassandra is her name, but Cassie, and then they used to call her Crack, what did they call her? Something Crack. Crack something or another. Cassie, they'd call her that. Crackhead. That's what they call her, Crackhead.
Yeah.
Because she was so wild all the time. It's
She's
like,
settled down.
yeah, she has. She was real good the other day. And I wondered if she'd...
Speaking of the Cassandra, you remember Mrs. Campbell?
Yeah.
Her first name was Cassandra.
Okay.
Mrs. Wilder was oh wait, it's a I'll come to
Oh, that's...
Anyway, it's one of these ancient, old-fashioned names.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See, I almost forgot.
Hortense.
What was
Hortense
it?
Wilder.
Hortense?
Hortense Wilder.
Wow. You don't hear that one very often.
Yeah. You know, they're from Texas, and she had that real...
Is she still over there?
Oh, no, she's dead.
Oh, okay.
But when she was in her prime over here, not a prime, but she was going along pretty good. Used to love to talk to her. She used to go on the cancer drive. Then when she got to where she couldn't, I did it for a while. But anyway, she had that real mellow Texas drawl.
Yeah, long drawl.
Yeah, she was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we had, I said a little prayer for Ann Pikerton, because the Pinkertons were next door, and then the Metzlers were next door.
That's right.
And I don't know who was past there, I don't remember.
Wright was one of those. Wright's the one that had the garden that you kids used to read or something.
Oh, I think Christine did.
Yeah, that's right.
And she had to go around and, like, didn't they raid the garden and go sell the flowers?
I think so.
And
then the one up on the corner, you probably, Alexander. He worked for the Ohio Highway Department.
Okay.
And his wife, Peg Alexander, was a nurse, and she was retired. She'd be out there working on the flower beds, and I had Nicole or one of the dogs and stop and talk with her, you know. She's died. He's dead now too.
Yeah, and then the Schneiders, or what was their name? All right, there was Ann Babcock's house, and then there was the next people's house.
The one then there was the next
house.
side was Gross.
Gross. Okay.
That's the one that we're like the
Right next to Ann. They live next door to Ann, though, right?
Ann.
Ann Babcock. Yes, that was the Gross house. It was Ann, the
Yeah,
Babcocks,
that's
and then Grosses, and
Right,
then
now the one that were the
we used to call them the Great Singer. The one boy, somebody in their family played the guitar, and he'd sit out there with his guitar and sing. So we nicknamed him the Great Singer.
there's the house.
Didn't that family? They had like somebody that was like.
Ones that are there now have been there for quite a long time, but they're Jewish.
Oh, okay. Well, this was before that. And the man was really, he lived to a very ripe old age, and did he have a son that was, did they have somebody that was a Down syndrome in their family? And they were very active in the church?
Oh, you're talking about Raymond.
Raymond, yes, yeah.
Gil Raymond.
Okay.
Is it Gilbert? I think it is, yeah.
Okay, because there was Babcocks, and then Grosses, and then Raymonds, right?
Well, of course, they're all gone now.
Yeah. That's weird.
Once in a while, I see Connie Babcock in a grocery store.
Uh-huh.
Not very often.
Yeah, I'll have to. I said to Ruthie I should really call and find out what Ann's address is and write to her sometime.
Beth Pikerton writes us a Christmas letter every year. Betty was going to write to her, and of course, the going never gets done.
Yeah. That's nice that she writes though. But, well, I should let you go to bed, Daddy.
Okay. And one of our own families, you know the Kuzma family very well?
I don't know them real well, but I know who they are.
Can you name them?
No.
The oldest is Judy.
Okay.
She's
Out in Washington?
Yeah, she's handled labor relations for somebody in the Pentagon, one group in the Pentagon.
Okay.
And then the next oldest one is Barbara.
Okay.
And Barbara, they were entirely different personalities. And Barbara runs a medical lab down in Kansas City.
Okay.
And she married a guy that I don't know that Rosa didn't like him, but anyway, he died. But Barbara, well, when Rosa died, Barbara she went to the funeral, and she got some of the things that Rosa had, like the two books that I'd written. Barbara has them.
Okay.
Anyway, that's the second one. And then the next one is Bill. And Bill is, I don't know how to say it. He was handling commodities, stocks and stuff like that. And I'm not doing too good a job at it, I guess. Now he has a candy store in Billings. And he got married. He had one or two kids, and his wife was not a very good wife, I guess. Anyway, he ended up in a divorce. And then the next one is Ronnie, Veronica.
I remember her name.
And the next one is another virgin name.
Grace?
Grace.
Okay.
And the youngest one is Beth. Now I thought it was Beth. Her real name is Marion Beth.
Oh.
She was named after her mom.
Oh.
And she has been, she had for a long time. She had a problem with bulimia or whatever.
Okay.
And but she's been teaching in the high school level in El Paso, Texas, for over 20 years, ever since she got out of ever since she got out of college.
Wow.
And Ronnie, of course, her husband left her a long time ago, and she had a boyfriend. Well, they got married now. I don't know whether.
I think I might have seen that in the Christmas card thing, and he seemed real nice, talking about
She was selling very successful with handling commodities.
Okay.
Like when I went to visit Frank down in Denver, the following week she came down there because she had business to do.
Okay.
But,
see, and that probably is the family that I know the least on your side because.
Yeah.
Well, because everybody else was in.
Yeah, well,
in at least in Wyoming, and
I told Judy, the only time we'd see them, we'd go out to Sheridan on vacation, and they come down for
half a day,
half an hour or couple hours,
like Sunday afternoon, and then go home.
And they're gone.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah. Well, it's nice to at least get to connect a little bit. Like I don't know Mom's family very well, and it was nice when we were able to go.
That's a big family too.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and very, I'm sure very different and very varied.
Catherine, she had a boy and a girl.
Okay, that was Catherine
Bill.
And Bernie, and they had Bill and Mary Lou.
Mary Lou, yeah.
Okay.
And Bill married into the Lutheran. His
right.
wife's a Lutheran.
Yeah.
And I get letters all the time from Joey.
Oh, now that's Mary Lou's. Is that Bill's son or? I mean, yeah.
That's Bill's son.
Okay.
And he's been going with his girl. When
we were in Omaha.
They're living together, but they're getting married in September, I think.
Okay. Oh.
And he's finishing his degree. And he writes nice letters. Every time he writes a letter, he asks me 10 questions. So yeah. But,
that gives you something to write back.
And of course, Mary Lou, she has the twins, and
it's Aaron and something or another.
Brian.
Okay.
Brian and Connor.
Okay.
Connor's very much interested in the military. When I went out there when Catherine's funeral, why he cornered me for about 2 or 3 hours. But Brian is about 6'5", weighs about 270.
Oh wow!
He's just a good football player. Well, those two, Monty's 2 boys, Charlie, the oldest one, he plays for one of the Class 1 colleges out there.
Oh.
He's a tackle. He weighs about 250.
Oh wow.
270, something like that. And the other one is quite talkative.
Oh. It's amazing how these kids can be so talented. Now, it would be kind of fun for me to see the kids that were at your tank reunion, because the one was like maybe a freshman in high school or something, and then the others were younger, and you know how much they can change in a couple of years.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, that Brian, he was about probably 6 foot.
Yeah.
But he wasn't very heavy then.
Yeah.
But he really built up, I guess.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we always laugh because people will say when they look at me and Dave, well, where do these boys get their height and their bulk from? And Dave always looks at me and says, I think it's from Teresa's side of the family.
I don't know.
You know, well, just because Joe and Dave are big and.
My Uncle Austin.
Yeah, your uncle. Austin.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was about 6 foot.
Okay.
He's not a real heavy guy. But
yeah.
Mom was little.
Yeah, and Grandpa.
5'2". Dad was about 5'3".
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. And then you guys were all bigger than them.
Yeah.
And then your kids are all bigger than you, and our kids are all bigger than us.
Right.
You know, it's just amazing sometimes with when I look at our kids at church. Oh, you know, and that's where it's really noticeable when they're all in a line, and you can see, and other people can see how the kids, you know, are getting bigger and bigger. So people tell us after Mass, oh, you guys have gotten bigger in the last 6 months or the last few weeks. So, and then our golf coach said that he thinks all of the boys have gotten bigger in the last, 2 months, that they're all growing and stuff, so. But, well, I should let you go to bed.
Okay.
So, well, I love you.
I'll see you. I love you too.
Yeah, it's nice
And all of your family.
Yeah, I love you. I'm a lucky lady.
We are lucky parents.
Well, there's no, it's not something that just happened by chance.
No.
It's a lot of hard work, a lot of hard prayers.
Well, I've been thinking more and more during the war, all of the times that I like a guy could be next to me. Shell comes in, he gets hit, and I didn't. Another time, something else. Like that one morning, it was just getting daylight, and I had aerial photos. We're supposed to make an attack at 8 o'clock. And this was about 7:15, and a heavy artillery came in. David Orris was from Painesville, Ohio. I didn't know where he was from then. It was his 21st birthday, and his back was laid open about that. He didn't make it to the treatment. My tank commander, Gene Wunderlich, I put 3 tourniquets on him. He had arterial bleeding in both arms and in one leg. And he lived about 3 weeks. And one of our guys from the company was in the hospital with him. And apparently they had some sort of a mix-up on oxygen or something that didn't, and he died. Oric Johansson, he's from Oregon, and Oric, we used to have a battle each other because he has a big time family, and that who had the biggest family. But he was a staff sergeant, and he had technical senses that was unbelievable. Really did a great job. He had a piece of shrapnel about the size of a quarter go through his back, pass through, and he had a pair of Camel cigarettes in his breast pocket. It came through and was sticking through from the other side, and another piece went through his foot, and they took him into the hospital. And when the war was over, I was coming home. I was on a ship, and I sat there talking with some field surgeons, and they said 756. Oh, you're one of your boys was the Miracle Man. So what do you mean? They operated on him, and they said they took a mannequin, or whatever you call it, and they tried as best they could to put a path through that to miss the vital arteries and organs and all. And
come out where it came out.
They couldn't do it, so they called him the Miracle Man. Well, anyway, he was in the hospital, and about 2 days after he was in the hospital, one of the nurses or somebody asked him if he got hit any place. I think I got hit in the foot. So they looked at the wrong foot. I didn't see anything. And then about 2 days later, they found out that it went through and missed everything. But anyway, he was
the Miracle Man.
Yeah. He came back after that, just in time for the Rome drive. And
so that was before Rome. That this whole
yeah.
Was that the one?
This
the
was
bad
a casino.
One? Okay.
And then anyway, this when we were. After we went back when we were with the 85th Division in that drive, and did a good job of breaking through for them. And finally, we ran out of terrain you could run and we could operate on. And so we were relieved, and I thought, well, I'll get a rest maybe. Got back to the assembly area. Colonel Rogers says, "You would go down and told me the name of this French officer. Go down, you're being attached to your armored task force." slowed down, and trying to think about it. Oh well, they were tough to work with.
Oh.
They operated entirely different. When I first started down there,
Uh-huh.
they assigned a major who spoke real good English for liaison, and he says, "Well, Lieutenant, you have your men just bed down. Don't worry. We won't need you until probably tomorrow sometime. We don't know when." And I said, "Well, I'd like to have a liaison with you." And I said, "Sergeant Pompey speaks French. I'd like to have him with you." So they did. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, they were just chattering and chattering and chattering. Let's tank right now.